Happy Monday, everyone! Welcome to the first video of the Major Movement series. These movements take more technique and years of study to achieve, and definitely require warming up before attempting. Make sure that you have either completed a bar before these, or at least some basic conditioning work. Our first movements today are going to be pirouettes, and we'll be looking at 3 different kinds. Firstly, we have pirouette en dehors from 5th position. Secondly, we have pirouette en dehors from 4th position. And lastly, we have pirouette en dedans from a lunge. We'll be looking at this one both en face and en croisé. Starting with our first, the pirouette from 5th. We begin this turn with a demi-plie in 5th, using the same technique that we train at the bar for the descent of our plie. The tailbone and ribcage find balanced alignment as the knees open towards the side. As mentioned, on our descent, we want to find that lengthening sensation in the torso you would be doing during any other plie, but on the ascent, the releve, we're striving for a more accented drive into the floor. This requires strong core control and lots of lower leg stability. Note that these pirouettes are being demonstrated in a turned out retire position. They can also be practiced in coup de pied or turned parallel, but for the purposes of seeing the final product, the toe should come to the front of the knee for all of these turns. A practice exercise for this turn from 5th is as demonstrated. Releve 5th, releve retire derrière, devant, and releve pirouette, closing behind. Be sure to practice this on both sides. Keep in mind that for all turns, dancers will want to be comfortable with the spotting technique, which is keeping the focus fixed on a certain point while turning. Practice by turning multiple times around, keeping the eyes to the front until the shoulder lines up with the chin and whipping the head around to find the same point of focus. You might lose your balance, and that's okay, that's why we practice. On to our second pirouette, those from 4th position. From a tendu derrière, we draw the toes in to lower into 4th. Be sure to fully engage turnout in the back leg, such that the knee stays back. We want to keep our center not on the back leg or the front leg, but equally distributed between the feet. Keep your 4th position smaller to have an easier time once we get to turning. Springing the back toes from the floor, we releve to retire devant. This quick action should be practiced multiple times before attempting a full turn to avoid bad habits down the line. I should have mentioned this earlier, but this closing behind that I keep mentioning is really the same as a releve passe derrière, the toes sliding up with the leg to retire and sliding down the side to close back. That is a consistency for all turns en dehors. Devant and close behind. You'll want to practice this technique numerous times, both at the bar and in the center. On to our third type. This turn is quite different because it is a spin en dedans, which translates to inwards. We turn instead to the supporting leg rather than the lifted leg. To enter into this turn, perform a tendu devant and a transfer of weight onto the front leg. 80% of your weight should be on this front leg and only 20% on the back leg. The back leg remains straightened and the whole torso moves towards the front leg. Now, one of the most common faults of this turn is the tendency to swing into it. We're about to try. It might be fun, LOL, but it will not help you in the long run. Keep the arm in line of the shoulders in a regular 4th en avant position with no spiral at all happening in the back. Use the energy of the toes springing off the ground and turn out of the supporting leg to get yourself around, not that of your arms at this stage of learning. This turn should be practiced en face or to the front for a period of time to ensure that you have proper alignment throughout the body. Note that for this turn, different from our turn en dehors, that you are performing a releve passe devant, so coming to the front of the knee and closing devant. Once you are comfortable en face, you can begin to practice this turn en croisé. Make sure that the shoulders are both visible to the audience and there is no spiral of the back happening. A cool and different thing about this turn en dedans is that you're actually performing 1 1/4 turns, finishing at the opposite front corner. And there is your mega fast intro into pirouettes. Soon you'll be able to do 2, maybe 3 turns around. Keep working on that balance and strength.